Alright, so it's been a while since I've done any sort of update or video, and I really want to do, uh, I want to say part rant, part discussion. First, quick things out of the way, just so you know where I've been. Last weekend was a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament, which is what I'm going to be talking about. Last week, I'm not sure if you guys can still hear it. I can feel it still is. I was sick, like I got hit hard with like a super bug or whatever, so I was out cold, and I never call out sick from work, and I called out sick from work from one of the days, and still half suffering. But before that, went to a fighting game tournament, which the only ones I participated in were Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter. And Marvel vs. Capcom, there's like a couple guys at my level and one guy who's like fucking tier. Like, just ran house over everyone, including myself. I saw one perfect in his finals, and like really no one could touch him. Everyone knew they were donating money to him. And Street Fighter, I didn't get bodied as hard as I have been lately when I've played, but it doesn't help when more than half of the house are Blanca, Bison, Vega, and Balrogs. So, oh no, not Balrog. No, what did he switch to? I think it was Honda. Yeah, Honda. Yeah, because Honda's a great matchup too. It was very anti-Forte house in there. But oh, and also, if you guys remember my Forte mask, I finally got it laced, so I can actually wear it again and rebuild that costume. And one of the other fun things, just another side note, I know, I did, and I will have pictures of this, I did make up a Psy costume, the blue suit during his Gangnam Style, so that's another costume I'll have, and another video project I'll might be doing at a convention in New Hampshire next month. But, okay. Core of this is about Yu-Gi-Oh! Now, I get to Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments once every couple months, because there's still no one up here that runs them. I did volunteer to go down to a store down in Portland, which is about 2-hour drive down, to assist them in making a Yu-Gi-Oh! Community, and do that like once a month. And I really want to build a Yu-Gi-Oh! Community there for them. I want to be part of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community again. I want to run tournaments. And I miss playing a little more regularly. That all being said, I still have my decks. I still play test with the friends that I have up here. I occasionally go to Waterville, which is about 50 minutes, to like occasional tournaments there for stuff. But every couple months, there's a store in Brunswick, which is about an hour, 30 minutes, I want to say, drive. It's usually $20-$25 entry, and there's usually a pretty good prize structure. And it was, they did this multi-tiered thing, so there was a total of about, I think, 23 or 24 people-ish, somewhere around that. And so they made 3 8-person brackets. And you played 4 rounds in those brackets. And then the top 2 standings out of those, and everyone got something, like a booster here or there, a couple boosters, maybe a promo or something. And there's prize support for each of these individual brackets. The top 2, and then 2 outliers who did exceptionally well as in those brackets, go into this like championship top 8 bracket. And like if you won your bracket, like like you just stomped everyone, and then you won the final bracket, you'd be walking away with, I think, a little less than a box, like somewhere around 20 or so boosters, but it's not bad. Everyone got something. But it was a little wonky for price support, I will say that, but that comes later. And I've been to the store before, and the guy who owns it, really nice guy, never runs Yu-Gi-Oh! Regularly, invites them in every couple months to, run events. And the events are really original, and I usually really enjoy myself. Like last time he had pulled pork sandwiches for everyone who entered. Just a thing of pulled pork, buns, here you go, have fun. And this time he, got pizza, and I'm kind of doing that whole P90 thing, which explains why I even have a filtered water bottle. So, I said no to the pizza, which felt weird. Yeah, that's the thing I'm about 2 weeks into. But, okay, but I go down. My friend Sean, my friend Brian, who I play regularly with, come down with me, and they've been to a couple of these. We pay our $20, and I start in some training, and I see some people there that I like. I see some people there that I really dislike. And one of the people that I really don't enjoy, that I never actually got to play, I've had a lot of run-ins with, and the last time I played him, he ruled in his favor, and he was previously a judge at the store that I played him at. And I thought he had the backing of the store, and I was already pissed off with how my draws and discards were going, that I said I really don't fucking care at this point, which ended up making me lose the game. But 2 turns later, found out no, completely opposite of what he said. So I was kind of glad that I didn't have to put up with him. I was happy to hear one of my friends who likes to build original decks ended up beating him with a ritual summoned Blackluster Soldier, not Envoy, just Blackluster Soldier, by discarding Blue Eyes, reviving Blue Eyes, and killing him. Oh, I wanted to see his face. I really did. I really did. But, okay. So, I'm going to go. I just made notes of the tournament, like what I played. I went with my Dark World. I finally got 2 tour guides, and I figured I'd actually try the tour guide build as opposed to the trance build that I'd been running. And I did keep in the Zephyros Blackwing, which worked extremely well for me that day. And I'm just going to, just to recollect, so if I turn, it's just to, know what I was playing. So, I started off by trading for the rest of my Dolce stuff. Okay, that's great. Fun times. First matchup is Dino Rabbit. And the guy I'm playing against, really chill, really good attitude. There's a play mistake somewhere in there, and I'm sorry, like it was something that I forgot to do, the turn earlier, and he pointed out, and I was like, oh, do you want me to do match loss? What And he's like, no, just play it out. Just really, not a big deal. I was like, okay, so we played it out, and I won that round. Second round, I had 1 card left in my deck when I won, because my Greffas were the top or the bottom 8 cards when I finally got to them. I'm not really sure how I stayed alive for that amount of time against Dino Rabbit. Oh, I do. Compulsories. Compulsory is awesome now again. Well, it always was kind of awesome, but whatever. No. So, won that one. Then I played my friend Andrew, who I never really like playing Andrew because Andrew plays a lot at large tournaments and knows what the hell he's doing. Whereas, to put it simply, I've never even played against Wind Up until today. I don't have that much experience with a lot of those tier decks, so I don't know what I'm looking for. So, of course, he's playing Wind Up. But he gives me this look and kind of notes that he's playing a bad matchup. So, okay. So, Dark World, as I later learned, yes, Dark World's a good matchup against Wind Up, especially if you have DDVs. For whatever reason, I had made in at least 1 DDV and put another in my sideboard. So, turn 1, DDV, kill his hand. I win. Yay, Raffle Stomp. Second round, he goes first. Full field. Shockmaster's one of them. Fuck your spells. Okay, round 3. Play a couple rounds and he stomps me. So I was like, okay, fine. Game 3 is my friend Dan, who's also playing windups. And what was it? First match, we both had crap hands, but he was able to, manangle and win. Second match, he had a slow hand, and I was able to DDV, and I ended up winning. Third match, what was it? He was down to 2,500. I DDV'd. I made him discard his Wind Up Rabbit. And he also reveals of the other cards he had, his 4 cards. He had a Starlight Road, Torrential, Mirror Force, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. And this is on his turn that he, does this IDV. So he sets all 4. I have a Gruffa and a Beige out. So I'm like, okay. So what am I going to do to be able to get around all this or make him spend it. I want to make him spend all of this. You know, I want to get rid of it. So, I look at the cards I hand. Formulate a plan. Here's the plan. So I start off with the field, because I have my field out. Start with the field, okay. You know, remove a fiend, discard a fiend, draw a card. And I discard Bro. So I do the field effect. He activates Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. Okay, a dumb move, prevent me from drawing more. Now I know where Shadow Imprisoning Mirror is. Heavy Storm. I activate Starlight Road. I know where Starlight Road is. One of those is Mirror Force, one of those is Torrential. Chain MST from hand, target one. I blow up Torrential. So all resolves, he doesn't actually have Stardust Dragon in his extra deck. So he just negates it. Okay. So now you have a Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. And a Mirror Force. And I have a Greffa and a Beige. Swing. Okay, Mirror Force. Second main phase. One card left in my hand, I go Beige, bounce, Greffa. Greffa's unaffected by your mirror thingy. Go. Draw, discards because it's a rat. Win. Round 4, I want to note this deck. Okay, I'm going to stop for a minute just to note something. At this point, the conversations are getting really fucked up. And it's not like 6 p.m. It's like 2:30 in a store. With some players being like, 12, 13, 14. And there are things going around, like, I made a joke about, like someone had like a, like, should I use a Panpour token or a Pansage token? And I was like, Panpour is a slut. And that was the worst joke I threw out there, And, but like, there is all these things going around about deaths and murders and drugs and people saying like, I'm gonna go home and smoke a bowl, or I'm gonna go get fucking wasted tonight, or I need to go fuck my girlfriend tonight, or just all this shit. If it's one thing I did when I ran my tournaments, I created a culture. I created a healthy culture. I stopped that shit immediately. Like, Magic players, they're gonna be Magic players. I apologize to Magic players, but you're just gonna be Magic players. You're gonna show up at Friday night. It's gonna be Friday night at 10 p.m. I'm probably not gonna carry more because I'm gonna be too tired. Yu-Gi-Oh, however, usually starts in the mornings or the early afternoons. It's still family time. It's still kiddo time. People can still walk in or walk by. There are still younger people there. I'm not gonna have that kind of bullshit. Like, yeah, the occasional obscenity is going to slip out. Understand that. Try and, hey guys, just watch it a bit. Go into a story with more little grotesque detail? No, guys. A little too much sexual detail? No, guys. No. And I created a really good culture. Because people didn't get horribly vulgar, and no one felt uncomfortable. It was good. Here, like, I was just feeling just fucking weird being there. Like, I don't really want to hear about your plans with your girlfriend and your drugs later that night when I'm playing against someone who has fairies in their deck. It just doesn't balance well. So that threw me off a bit. Fourth deck. Going back to the games. Guy was running Fortune Lady Spellbook. That was fun to play against. Like, Compulsory saved my ass in those games, and the fact that DDV worked if they're in their hand saved me. But, like, Spellbook of Lifing, Fortune Lady Dark, and swinging for, like, over 4K for one critter. Throwing out all, like, what was the one move? He did the Monarch move, where he threw out, I had Skill Drain out, he threw out the Windy with Future Visions out. Compulsory'd it. So Compulsory resolves first. Windy resolves in hand on a field, therefore the effect does go off and blows up Skill Drain, MITT. Was it MITT? No, it was, what did I have set? I had something else set. It wasn't TT. What the fuck was it? I can't fucking remember. I'll be honest, I don't fucking remember. But it was a great play too. Like I looked at it, I was like, that was really cool. I did not know you could do that. And he's like, yeah, Monarchs do that too. Like, oh, that's awesome. Like I didn't even know that. Cool. And third match, what was it? The third match, I kind of raffle stomped him. So yeah. So I end up making it into the top 8, which is cool. First guy I play, very high energy, playing fairies, very just, woo, like hands going up, like, yeah! Oh, I want more people like him. He was just fun to play against, like, rah. And let's see, round 1 he beat me by throwing Archlord Christia, which basically says, don't you special summon, I'm going, fuck. So, dead in the water. Second round, I just hit a good opening with a lot of Greffas, I win. Was it third round? I figured he had a Gorse. Because if they have one card left in hand and an empty field, always bet it's Gorse. So I'm like, swing here, yep. Swing kill that, yep. Swing kill that, yep. Hit you with him, yep. Now hit you with Greffa. Okay, hit him with the Greffa, Gorse comes out, here's a token. So I'm looking what I have on the field. I have 2 Greffas, I have Leviar, and I had a creature, but I think I suicided to kill someone else for better damage. Use Leviar's effect, throw out, you know, one of the other fiends. Exceed into the Heretic Sundragon. Detach, sack Leviar, sack the fiend, blow up Gorse, blow up the token, or sack the Gorse, sack the token. He was dead after that round. So that was a really good play. Like, I enjoyed myself after that. Semifinals. This kid. Now, first he's playing windups. I've run into this kid before. He's very openly ripped me off. I didn't care I needed the cards, or I didn't care about the cards I was trading, but he's very openly ripped me off, or tried to rip off my friends. He very openly tries to sell cards at right above what they're worth. And if he tries to sell them at cost or lower to you, and you say no, he'll usually call you gay or fag for not taking his offer. Mind you, this kid right now is 13. He cheats. I thought he cheated me once before at a previous tournament, but I wasn't really sure. This time, though, oh, did he try? Oh, did he try? No, first round we played tag with the Zen mains until he was able to swing for match, you know, windups. Midway through round 2, I've got a Greffa out. I've got a back row, and I've got a field with cards in hand. He's got 1 critter in play and a back row. He draws a card. He looks at me and goes, I got the OTK. You're trying to pull this? He tried pulling this to me at a previous tournament, saying, I have the OTK. I'm like, well, then do it. And he didn't. So I was like, I have the OTK, and just stared at me like I'm going to give up. I was like, then fucking do it. And the most he did was exceed 1 creature. With windups. Didn't even kill Greffa. So I Ralph stomped him. Third match. I start to combo off with discards and Greffas and beiges and stuff. Like, I just start. Like, the last card I played was Drag Down. And I was like, get rid of the wind-up rat. And right as I say I'm using the field effect, he's like, hold on, and he has this graveyard spread out. It's like, I don't think I drew from this. From Drag Down? Yeah, you did. I watched you. You discarded wind-up rat, and then you drew. No, I don't think I did. I think you need to draw again. No, you don't. This happened, then this happened, then this happened. You're good. No, I don't think I drew. No, You did. My friend beside me is like, you did. And he says it like 2 more times, and one of these guys from these side tables just turns like, dude, cut it out. Just play your game. I don't care how many times you yell it at me, sir. Don't fucking just announce you're cheating. Because I did the math for you. I said no. You should have this many cards in your graveyard, in the field, and in your hand total. Because you drew 2, 3 for draw phase, and you drew this for my effects. So shut up. Like, this... It annoys me really that he's 13, and he openly tries to rip off, talks about his sister being a whore, talks about how his family, like, doesn't fucking care about him or his sister, tries to cheat people, tries to steal this... and the thing is, no one there tries to stop him. Like, I'm about to just explode on him with all the teacher training I have. But then I realize he's going to all these tournaments with all these other guys that all know him. No one's fucking saying anything. No one, I think, has ever said anything to this kid. No one ever tries to stop this kid. In fact, he just goes out and hangs out with them. Like, he's part of the group. I'm like, that's fucking sad. He's going to hit 18 and no one's going to trust him in a trade. No one's going to play a game with him. And he's going to, like, fucking keep trying to do that shit. Finals is against Andrew again. Drew horrible and lost. Kept constant field presence, won. Third round, he was down 2,000. He had a clear field, clear hand. I had a clear hand, clear field, but I had a Grapha in the grave. Top deck, not a Dark World. I lost. But there are a couple things at that tournament that also annoyed me. Like, the owner was nice and all, but he allowed someone to walk up to the counter with a scale. As in a scale that if a police officer walked into your dorm room, saw it, would say, I'll let you off easy for that, paraphernalia there, but I don't want to see it again. Like that sort of scale. And let him start weighing packs. Now, I don't care. People have said, like, well, they changed the weight. So everything weighs the same per pack. I don't fucking care. It's not fucking ethical. You don't fucking do that, especially over near the packs that they're pulling prize support from. Our prize support. There were still 8 people. It was still like the championships, and he's going up there weighing and trying to buy all the fucking foils from us. No. Fuck no. You got a 13-year-old here trying to steal, cheat, and call us sister a slut. You got this guy over here saying, like, well, I fucking hate windups, but I want to win, so I built it. No! Fucking build what you want to build. If you hate windups, don't fucking run windups. I built Insectors, fucking hated it, sold it. Don't fucking care, hated the deck. Pissed me off. Like, the Stormer's a nice guy. And the judge is a nice guy. Like, there was some foul language coming from him, but he did his job. He knew his job, and he was doing it to the best of his fucking ability. And these guys are all just giving him shit. Almost consistently. Like, about prize support, about rulings, about brackets, about this, about that. Like, fucking shut up. I've run that. That's not easy. You might think, oh, that's easy. He just makes prizes. Maybe for a common tournament. Maybe. Like a regular tournament. He's building unique, obscure, like, tournaments. Trying to make everyone happy. Trying to make everyone, like, feel like it was important for them to come. Because you want that. You don't want people to come and feel like it was a waste of time to show up again. And he's trying to make that happen. And all these people who think of themselves top tier and high ranking players are just giving him crap for it. Like, no. He needs to cater to a community, not you three who jack off to tier lists. What bothers me is I've run Magic and Naruto and Yu-Gi-Oh! And Spoils and WoW Minis and all sorts of fun games. In Yu-Gi-Oh! I always put those players on a level above. Because I always worked them to act like they were better than that. I always did. Because that was my game, that was my community, that's what got me into hobby gaming. Like, seriously into hobby gaming. Match players as much as I try, and there are always exceptions, always good players, always just, I always meet those players too. But when you run tournaments, it's always the ones that stick out, that note more in your mind. The whiners, the ones that feel like they deserve everything, the needy ones, only wanting prizes, only wanting their points, who will show up to your tournaments and not enter for months because their points are solid. They won't buy packs. They won't do anything. Once they get to those points, they'll stop showing up, and there's going to be a lull where you're not having anyone for tournaments. And they're not buying your booster packs either. They might buy a box when the set first comes out. They're not buying packs after that, though. Fuck that shit. I mean, why would they? Even the casual players, like, have ways of getting under your skin. Like, as much as I know people love EDH around here, you gotta think, you ask the store, like a store owner or someone, hey, do you have this card? You're asking about one card in 20 years of Magic over all sets. Chances are they're not going to know the card. And you probably know 10 cards that you specifically want. They probably maybe only know one. Hell if they know if they have it too. It just... It bothers me because there are still those unique and just people who enjoy the game, and they outnumber the assholes at the Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments. But the assholes are louder, they win more, they go to more events, and they have the brightest, shiniest binders. And they also are the ones who are over in the corner, or not even in the corner, right in the middle of the room, yelling about things and talking about things that should not be talked about while the sun is still up. Much less when there are 13 to 11-year-olds walking around. And that really bugs me. That is probably what bugs me the most about any of this. Is that they don't care. They just don't care. And I want to see those unique players shine more. Like, I lost a tournament a couple months back, maybe a month and a half back, something like that, to a guy who had a, what was it, a Yusei theme deck with one or two combos specifically geared around getting around Quasar Quasar Dragon. And I lost to him. He turn one, hit that unique combo that he has in his deck. There's Quasar. Quasar is a pain to deal with, and I lost because of it. But you know what? It's one of those losses I really didn't care. I didn't care whatsoever. Alright, I lost to that. Fantastic. I would prefer to lose to, say, Quasar, Dragon. I'd prefer to lose to Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I'd prefer to lose to Exodia Necros, as opposed to more wind-ups, as opposed to more chaos, as opposed to more gears. Machina. This... I'll end it with this. All right, or else I'll just keep going on forever. I do and always will hold Yu-Gi-Oh players at a higher degree and expect more out of them than I will most other hobby players. This is a very just personal opinion of mine, personal expectation of mine. If I do run tournaments more regularly, I will try and create another environment like I used to. And I want to make it inviting and friendly, and I want to cut all that crap out while Yu-Gi-Oh is going on. Because it should be... let's remember, we all make the joke. It's a children's card game. So why are we having discussions about drugs, sex, and violence while we're all sitting around in the middle of the day playing a children's card game? We shouldn't be breeding environments where 12 and 13-year-olds feel it's normal for them to steal, to cheat, and to call people gay when they don't do what you want. That's what upsets me. And I'll be honest, I don't think, even with how great those tournaments tend to be as far as prizes and the store owner and the judge and all that, and how they are great. And there are a bunch of players there that I do enjoy seeing. I probably won't be going to another one of their tournaments for a while. And that bothers me. It really does. But I did not feel comfortable. And I even walked out second place and I didn't feel comfortable. So that's a long rant. Hopefully pretty soon I'll have more actual content for you. But I'm really late for doing my P90 workout, so gotta get to that now. See you guys.